Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here for a late night video right here, once again, on Killer of Demons 669. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like this video, hit the subscribe button down below, and subscribe to my other accounts, which are down below in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, share this video all over the internet, and don't forget to tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never, ever miss an upload. And hopefully YouTube can send out my videos to you. And if not, well, do what you can to get my to get the word out and get my videos out. Just do what you can to see my videos, and that's all I gotta say about that. Search my name in the search bar, or unsubscribe and then resubscribe. That's all you gotta do. But hopefully YouTube can get their notification system fixed, which they won't. But we'll see what happens with that, and we move on from there. So like the video, subscribe to my channels, get the word out, share the video all over the internet, friend me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and share the video all over the goddamn internet, and don't forget to tap the bell. That's it. Ugh. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Darkness of Chaos Network. What's up, bro? How you doing? I think I know what that is. So, how you doing? What's going on? Thank you for joining me. And as the title below says, it is time for your late night, Monday night Raw review for October the 19th, 2020. If you're watching from somewhere else, it's now October the 20th, 2020. But it's your Raw review for October the 19th, 2020. The go-home show before this Sunday's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Should be pretty decent. We'll see what happens. We got Friday Night SmackDown this Friday. We'll see what happens with that on their side of the brand. But tonight, we had the Friday night. We had the season premiere of Friday Night SmackDown, which we all saw what happened there with Jey Uso beating the crap out of Roman Reigns after he beat the crap out of Braun Strowman, and then it ended with a Roman laying out Jey Uso with a Superman punch. So we're gonna see what happens in the next chapter of the Roman Reigns Jey Uso saga. We'll see what happens with that. And I believe that's it for we're supposed to see if Sasha and Bayley, if Bayley signs the contract for her Hell in a Cell match with Sasha Banks, the boss. So we'll see what happens. I think Bayley will sign eventually, but we'll see what happens with that. And we move on from there. That's that. But tonight, on tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, we had the Raw version of the season premiere, and it was a meh show, as always. Your 3 hours of sleep per every Monday night from 8 to 11. It was a kind of a meh show. I didn't really like it that much. Some parts I liked, some parts I didn't like. And that's that. So we begin the show with a new theme. Yeah, a new theme. And it's not a fucking rock song. You had this stupid fucking hip-hop theme by some rapper named NF. Probably named himself No Fuck or something like that. Or some stupid name named rapper NF. And the song is fucking horrible. The song is fucking horrible, ladies and gentlemen. They have a new signature and everything, but the song is horrible! And, the WWE's all about rock songs. Now they're delving into fucking rap, like mumble fucking rap. And, I mean, all the rock song we have is AC/DC, the theme for SmackDown. I bet you that's going to change too. I hope not. I like the AC/DC song. though it should have been something better than something way before in the Bon Scott era. But I would have picked Thunderstruck, or I would have picked Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll. Somebody good maybe Back in Black. I don't know about Back in Black, but Hell's Bells maybe? It could have worked. That could have worked for the theme for SmackDown. I mean, for Raw, they're gonna pick something better than this fucking mumble rap shit. It's fucking horrible. And we're gonna go like 3 years with this fucking theme song? Fucking horrible. So I'm just gonna, when Raw goes on and they don't go live, they play the stupid signature, I'm like, I'm gonna go to sleep and wait till the fucking show starts so I don't have to hear that fucking horrible theme song. Should have went with something better, like Metallica. Well, in this moment, I guess it's cold, I'm sorry. But something better than this fucking mumble rap shit. I could barely even hear what the fuck he was saying. What's side? That's all the mumble rappers. I'm more of a metal guy. I want metal. I want some like Slayer or Pantera or something like that. Not this fucking mumble rap shit. But anyway, enough talk about that. So they came up with a new theme. It sucks. Don't listen to it. It's fucking horrible. I don't know who thought of that theme. Vince? Or was it you, Steph? Or Hunter? I hope it wasn't Hunter. If Hunter had his way, he would have Motorhead. Or Black Label Society or something like that, That would have been way better, but just saying. But yeah. Tweet to WWE, tweet Vince and tell him to get this fucking Raw theme off the air. It's fucking horrible. Put hashtag Metallica Raw theme or something like that. We want metal rock themes. We want rock themes. We want rock themes for almost everybody in the fucking wrestling world right now. All these generic fucking shit. I mentioned it yesterday on my SmackDown theme, which you can watch after this video. I hate this generic fucking shit. I hate it. It's just fucking sick. Anyway, so we get the theme, and then we go inside the Thunderdome. Once again, we're still going to be in the Thunderdome for another month, up until probably December when basketball comes back, because they're in the Orlando Magic Arena. So I don't know how that's going to work, and when the NBA comes back, unless the NBA goes back inside the bubble next year for next season. Well, we don't know. We don't know. With this fucking virus, part 2. Coming this fall, this winter. Still going on, this fucking virus. It's just amazing. And we're going to have it for the rest of our lives. So get ready. We're going to be wearing masks every single day. Until we're dead. Until we're fucking dead. We're going to wear a mask until we're fucking dead. Or by some grace of God Almighty, the man upstairs, this thing ends by, I would say, the spring of next year, spring of 2021. So we can have a Super Bowl with at least a decent amount of people. It's not going to be 80,000 fans in Miami, is where it's going to be this year. Tampa Bay, I should say. Not going to be 80,000 fans at Raymond J. Stadium for the Super Bowl, and there's definitely not going to be 80,000 people for WrestleMania. Nope. At best, you'll probably get 10 to 15, maybe 20,000. Because it's in Florida, they'll open up 100%. Maybe this. I doubt they're selling it out. They're not gonna sell it out. They're not. They're not gonna get 80 to 100,000 fans inside Raymond J Stadium. I probably say maximum 10 to 25,000 at most. So if you're planning to go on a WrestleMania next year, maybe you should wait till WrestleMania 38. Save your money. And that's it. Hopefully by next year, the arenas will open and we can have people going inside the arenas. You know, social distance, of course. All that bullshit. But they're not gonna, not gonna be sell out. The arena's not gonna sell out. You're not gonna get 18,000 people in Madison Square Garden. No. You barely get maybe 5,000 people there. But knowing with de Blasio and Cuomo, they probably even do it next year. Probably have to wait till 2022 for that shit. But other parts of the country, I don't know. Florida maybe with the Amway Center, and they got they got arenas in Tampa Bay and well, I don't know about Jacksonville. I don't know what they're gonna do if they go to Jacksonville. That would be something, but imagine Raw in the same city as AEW. I mean, that would be something. I mean, WWE has Raw and SmackDown in Jacksonville at some arena in Jacksonville. Because they can't do it in Daly's place. They can't do it inside Jacksonville, the Jaguars stadium. Can't do that. But it would be something. Maybe get another invasion from the Young Bucks and the Elite. And they just go to the door of whatever arena that the WWE is in Jacksonville and go, "Hey, we're here!" That'll get ratings. But it is what it is. So, anyway, get that. So Raw begins. We go inside the Thunderdome. And Tom Phillips, Samoa Joe, and Byron Saxton are talking about the season premiere of Raw, what's coming up, and all that other stuff. And then the lights turn red, and the Red Rooster's coming out. No, not Terry Taylor. It's not coming out. So the lights turn red, and we see Little Miss Bliss in the ring. Alexa Bliss, looking like Harley Quinn. She's inside. She's just staring a hole right into the hard camera. And she's like, hi. And she's like, let him in. So then the lights go out, and then the Fiend comes out with his theme. And he starts looking at Bliss, at Alexa Bliss, and Bliss is still staring a hole right into the hard camera. And the Fiend gets in the ring, and he goes like this, and then Alexa Bliss puts her hand in Bray Wyatt's hand. They have a nice little cute hand-holding moment. Let's take a picture. That was kind of nice. And then the lights go out again. This time, Retribution show up. All 5 of them. Even Mia Yim was there. We had T-Bar, Mace, Slapjack, Mustafa Ali, and whatever Mia Yim's character is going to be. They haven't named her yet. So they come in, they surround the ring, and then they get on top of the apron. And then enter the ring, they surround Bray Wyatt and Alexa, who are just standing there, unfazed. And Ali holds his hand in the air. And then the lights go out. And I'm like, are they getting beat up? What's going on? And then the lights come on. And the Fiend and Alexa Bliss are gone. They must have went through a trap door or something. And we see Mustafa Ali like, where did they go? Where the hell did they go? Anyway, then we hear the music of The Hurt Business. MVP, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander. They come out. They stare down they stare down Retribution, and then MVP's like, get him. So here we go. We got a big 8-man brawl. I don't know where Mia Yim went. I think she went to the back or something. She didn't want to get hurt, of course. MVP, so the Hurt Business entered the ring. They beat the crap out of Retribution. Cedric hits the ropes and does a flippity-dippity-doo onto all 5 members of Retribution. So Mia Yim was out on the outside, just barking orders. And then she gets, drilled, and that's that. So she goes down. And that's that. So guess what we're going to get? An 8-man tag team match, player, to start the show. So we get that. And that's that. So I gave all that chaos 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. All right, then we go to break. We come back with a Matt Riddle vignette. Not that we needed it, but, he says you can go from bro down to showdown in a flip of a switch. Yeah, like he switched tonight against AJ. Good job burying him again. Same person, too, that buried him. Good job. Fucking company fucking sucks. A big fat monkey fucking cock. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, then we get to match number 1, the 8-man tag, Retribution and the Hurt Business. It's all right, nothing great. Starts up with T-Bar and Lashley. Lashley beats the crap out of him. Just start beating him up on his head, and freaking Dominic Dijakovic can't keep his fucking mask on. He's like, is your mask not tight enough there, Dominic? Do you have to call the the set people, the props department? Anyway, and Lashley hits him with a flatliner, and then Slapjack comes in, and Lashley hits a delayed suplex onto him, and then tags in Cedric Alexander, who kicks Slapjack and just beats him up again and again and again, over and over with right hands. Then he hits a front suplex and then a running kick for a near fall. Tags in MVP, who goes to work on Slapjack. So they keep him isolated for most of the match. And then Cedric chokes up Slapjack in the corner, and then a hard form from Cedric. Slapjack rolls to the outside. And then we see Mace, Dio Madden, if you don't know who he is, slap the steps, tries to hype his friend, like, get up, you son of a bitch! Cedric pulls Jack in the ring, heads to the second rope, but he's distracted. And then Slapjack pulls Cedric down. And it looks like Slapjack got hurt on that. I don't know, with Shane Dorn. You never know with him. And then they tag in Ali. They go to work on Cedric. They start beating him up, and then a boot to the chin, and Cedric falls to the outside. Ali's like, get in here, MVP. Calls MVP into the ring. He then slides to the outside, sends Cedric into the barricade head first. Ow. And then we get a big stare down outside the ring with all 8 men. And then we see the Fiend up on the screen. He's like, hey, I'm the Fiend. Sticks out his tongue. I was like, is he in Retribution or what the hell is going on? I wouldn't be surprised, I mean, we thought Ali was the leader. Oh, maybe it's Bray Wyatt. I doubt it. No, just being funny, but it is what it is. So he's making fun, causing distractions and stuff. Then we go to break. We come back. Mace is in the ring with Shelton Benjamin. They go back and forth a little bit. Shelton sends Mace into the ring post and hits a German suplex. He goes to the corner and hits a running high knee. Mace falls forward, rolls through, and then Shelton covers for a near fall. Then another near fall. Then a knee to head. And Shelton's working on Mace. Tags in Lashley. Lashley with a right to the face. Sends him into the ropes. Lashley ducks, and Mace kicks Lashley, only for Lashley to basically no-sell it and clothesline the big man over the ropes. Mace comes in and hits a Spine Buster. Lashley then hops over T-Bar and hits a spear for a near fall as Ali broke the pin. And somehow T-Bar got a surprise tag. Lashley corners Ali. T-Bar locks him up from behind. Mace pulls Ali out of the ring. And then Lashley starts elbowing, I think it was T-Bar. And then he locks in the full Nelson, the Hurt Nelson, or whatever he calls it. And T-Bar just went. He tapped out like a drunk man. And that's basically how Retribution got buried. And that's basically all I got to say about that. So the Hurt Business pick up the victory over Retribution, but I think they still got a long way to go with this feud. I think it's going to continue on. But, I mean, they just got buried tonight, but it is what it is. And that's that. So a match I gave 2 out of 5 stars. Wasn't anything to write home about. Afterwards, it got really interesting. The lights go out. Then they come back on. The Fiend is in the ring. He's on the apron. Right by Ali. He's like, hey. He sends Ali to the outside. Just throws him off the fucking apron. Then he grabs Mace and hits a Uranagi onto the table. And it did not break. I am the table. So we get that. And then Ali is near the steps, and he's like, no, please, no. Don't send me back to catering, no. So the Fiend walks over to him. Ali runs into the ring, and the Fiend follows him. Looks for Sister Abigail, and then T-Bar kicks the Fiend in the face, but the Fiend no-sells it and locks in the Mandible Claw to T-Bar. And then he gives him Sister Abigail, and freaking Dominic Dijakovic fell flat on his fucking head. Went boing on his head. Then the Fiend turns to the Hurt Business, who just look on like, what's going on here? So the Fiend stares him down, then his music hits, and then we see Alexa Bliss on the screen smiling and wickedly, and then she just goes into her, I guess, her demonic voice. He just, let me in. You know, that's that. Which is basically Bray talking for her. We all know. She can't do that demon voice, but, you know, it is what it is. So we get that, and that's it. So now what's going on here with what's going on in here? I don't know. So we've got the Hurt Business still going at it with Retribution, and now they add in Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. Oh, utter chaos. Maybe that's going to be the 5-man. I don't know what's going to be. To be honest with you, I don't know where it's going. I have no idea where the fuck this is going. I don't know, you know, if Bray Wyatt is going to be, you know, they're going to have, you know, all 4 members of the Hurt Business and Bray Wyatt against 4 members of Retribution, or to get another member. They can't put in Mia Yim. Mia Yim will get destroyed. Unless they put Alexa Bliss in that place, but then you can do that, but I don't think it's going to happen, but you know, it just looks like, you know, there was memes and pictures tonight of Retribution, just like RAP Retribution 2020 till 2020, whatever, you know. They just got buried tonight. I mean, it's sad. It's sad that they're not going to be even a faction, a dominant faction like the Undisputed Era would be. Like, you know, you're just going to run its course, and then after the Survivor Series, they're going to break them up, They're all going to go their own way. It's still going to be in the WWE, but not in a big faction kind of way. They're probably going to be all broken up. They're going to be all singles competitors. Mia Yim will go into the women's division, and everybody else will get thrust into the U.S. title and WWE title picture. And that's that. So, Retribution is going to be forever done, probably by the Survivor Series. And that's that. Jonathan Bahati says Dio Maddin is a former CO. Or co? Former co? I don't know. I think you meant former commentator, maybe. He did commentary for Monday Night Raw, and then he got his ass handed to him by Brock Lesnar. And then we didn't see Dio Maddin for a while. And then the next time we saw Dio Maddin was when he joined Retribution. Well, when he joined Retribution. That was it, because he wasn't really doing much. He didn't go to NXT. He went back to the Performance Center to get seasoned up for this whole thing. Now he's Mace. Could be doing something else, but get rid of Byron Saxton and put in Dio Maddin. I would have been okay with that. If Byron just go fuck himself. That's basically what I think. But he's not a good commentator. He's garbage. He's boring too. That's all I got to say about that. So we get that, and we'll see what happens with The Fiend, Alexa Bliss, The Hurt Business, and Retribution next week on Monday Night Raw. If they do something at Hell in a Cell, I don't think they will be doing anything, but we'll see. And that's that. All right, now, and after that, we get the phenomenal AJ Styles, who comes out with that big black guy that was the bouncer for Raw Underground. His name is Jonathan Abdingong. I don't even know his last name. His name is Jonathan. That's Jonathan. He's a big 7'3" guy, I think he is. Fucking beast. So, since Raw Underground is no more, they're putting everybody that was in Raw Underground on Monday Night Raw. They got Dabble Kato, whatever the fuck his name is. The Umaga wannabe, I call him. They got him on Monday Night Raw, not really doing anything right now. Riddick Moss, who's working with a torn ACL. I don't know what's happening with him, if he's on Monday Night Raw or he's getting surgery right now. I don't know. And then after that, you got this big guy named Jonathan. Alding Bangwano, or whatever his name, whatever it is. Anyway, so he comes out with AJ. And so they get in the ring. AJ wants to give credit where credit's due, that to the powers that be. They finally drafted a true leader, which is him. He says Seth Rollins was the Messiah, with his Messiah complex, spewing propaganda. Yeah, he gets it. You can only assume it was Jeff Hardy stumbling out to the ring when AJ thought, what a great time to reclaim the Promised Land. Well, that's not what happened. The real redemption of Raw was the return of the prodigal son. He's talking about himself, by the way. He says he beat Jeff. He beat Seth last week on Monday Night Raw in that triple threat tag team match. Triple threat. Well, as Jeff Hardy put it, Jeff Hardy put it as the triple threat tag team match. But even though it was a triple threat match, which was pretty damn good. And AJ won after I think Jeff hit or no, I think it was I forgot who. I think it was Seth Rollins hit the curb stomp or something like that. Well, some type of move, something like that. And AJ picked up the pieces, and that's what I said about that. So anyway, he says he beat Jeff and Seth last week. This was never Monday Night Raws, and when he beats Matt Riddle later coming up, he will shepherd Raw into the future. He says this is much more than a season premiere. It's a new era that belongs to the face that runs the place. AJ Styles. And that's that. And then Matt Riddle comes out, and I think he had a promo, but I really didn't listen to it. Kicks off his flip-flops, and then we get to the match. But AJ's new bodyguard won't leave the ring, and then the referee is trying to get him out. Poor referee. He's like, please, AJ, get him out. And he's telling big man Jonathan, please, get out of the ring. And then he's like, threatens AJ. He says, I'm going to count to 5, and if he's not out of here, you're disqualified. And then and AJ, you're going to go disqualify me? Go ahead. So the referee starts counting. He gets to 3, and then the big man grabs the hand of this poor schmuck ref. And he's like, please leave the ring. I'm just doing my job. I don't want to get my white ass beat by you, a big black man. So AJ's like, well, it's your choice. You're going to get your ass kicked or what? So eventually, Jonathan leaves the ring. I don't know why. What sense this makes, I don't know. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And we move on from there. So I'm not going to rate that. So we got the match number 2, AJ versus Matt Riddle. We saw this on SmackDown when Matt Riddle debuted. And he pinned AJ, and then got the Intercontinental title match and lost. Good way to bury him. So get another match. Match was all right. We had Jonathan on the outside just standing there. I think he's Andre the Giant. Or any other giant. Starts out with Riddle with some right hands, chopping the corner. Riddle kicks AJ in the chest a couple of times, and then dropping him down. He grabs the leg, pulls him away from the ropes. Riddle hits some more kicks and then a knee. And the referee's like has to back up Riddle from the other assault on AJ. And AJ comes back with a right hand and then a gut-wrench suplex by Riddle. Riddle holds on. Again, hits another one. Flips into a third and sends AJ flying. That was pretty cool. Riddle sends AJ to the outside. Hops on the apron. He looks for a running kick, but the bodyguard just stands in his way. He's like, "You not get right in front of me." No. So we get that. As we go to commercial. Come back. Riddle's getting beat up in the corner. AJ stomps him and snapmares him, and then he grabs the waist. Riddle's able to hit a forearm in the corner, then another one. Then he hits a suplex out of the corner. Hits the ropes, misses a kick. Get a couple of moonsaults, lands on his feet. Goes for the Boton, but AJ kicks him right in the back. Ow. Then Riddle comes back with a kick. AJ with a Pele kick, but Riddle's is fading. He's like, and then Riddle just comes out of nowhere. It's like hits a deadlift German suplex. Then AJ comes back with a fireman's carry and a Ushigoroshi for a near fall. He sets up with a Styles Clash. Riddle drops his weight, and AJ starts beating him up. He tries to lift him up. Riddle hops off, hits a fisherman suplex for a near fall. Goes to the top, but AJ stops him and crotches him. AJ goes up top. Riddle hits an elbow, and then sending AJ down. AJ gets back up, hits a right hand to the face. Riddle slaps him as he climbs up. He gets onto the top rope. Riddle's standing on the top, using the ring post for support. And both men hit a right hand, and then both men fall. AJ falls into the ring. Riddle falls to the outside. That was fucking scary. So AJ gets to the mat, and then we see Jonathan walking over to Matt Riddle, and he's like, and the referee hits 6. Riddle runs into the ring, and AJ hits a big kick. Then he locks in the Styles Clash. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles beats Matt Riddle. And thanks to Jonathan the Big Man. And that's basically going to be it. So it looks like AJ's got his insurance policy. So it could lead him to maybe a WWE title run. Who knows what's going to happen with this situation. And that's all I got to say about that. And maybe it'll pay dividends for AJ later on. Maybe not. And we'll see what happens with that. Jonathan Bahati says, "Oh, I always talk bad about Byron." You got a problem with that? Are you a fan of Byron Saxton? I personally don't like him. I think he's boring. That's just my opinion. I think he's boring. I could do a better job than him. Hell, half of America and the world could be better than him. And Tom Phillips. I'm not a big fan of Tom Phillips either. He's like a Michael Cole wannabe. And Michael Cole, we all know, is the messiah of fuck-ups. I mean, commentary is boring, to be honest with you. Except for maybe on NXT, and you know, I said that Mauro Ranallo's not on commentary anymore. I don't even know what he's doing. Probably MMA and boxing right now. But commentary is boring in WWE. It is totally boring. The only people that I actually like on commentary is Samoa Joe and Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett. You know, I can't stand Beth fucking Phoenix. She's so annoying. Vic Joseph, I really don't like. You should just stay with 205 Live, in my opinion. Michael Cole's, you know, Michael Cole. Fucks up everything almost all the time. But, you know, he's been there since the Attitude Era. Go figure. 20-some odd years from Michael Cole. I think it's time to go. But he's going to stay there for another 20 years and get fat and fuck up his lines like half the time. You know, we'll get to WrestleMania 50, but like, vintage Randy Orton. And Randy Orton's like 60 years old hitting an RKO on somebody. Vintage Randy Orton. Vintage Viper. He's going to say vintage, you know, up the wazoo for the next 20 fucking years. Then we have to hear Byron Saxton and, well, who knows with Samoa Joe what's going to happen in the next 10 years. I doubt he's going to go back to the ring because he's fucking concussion prone. He's fucking injury prone. You know, I think he's just better off doing commentary to stay far away from the ring. Just do your job and earn your paycheck. He's pretty damn good on play-by-play. Not play-by-play, on commentary. Color commentary, whatever he does. Great commentator. He's pretty good. And I thought JBL was good. JBL was good on SmackDown. Taz, to an extent, was okay on commentary when he was with Michael Cole. But I just can't stand Byron Saxton. I just can't. I'm sorry. I just can't stand him. And Corey Graves is starting to get on my nerves too. Right now, if you want to find good commentary, you can find it in AEW with JR, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone. Ring of Honor with Ian Riccaboni, and who else is it? Caprice Coleman, and then I think it's another guy. I forgot his name. So they do pretty good commentary. And New Japan, you got Kevin Kelly and a couple of guys doing it. It's not Don Callis anymore, which sucks. Because Don Callis now running TNA with Scott D'Amore. Yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, TNA is still a thing, you know. There's still a little federation named Impact Wrestling. It's still around, after 18 goddamn years. And this weekend is Bound for Glory, one of their second biggest pay-per-view of the year. Not that I'm going to watch it or anything, but some decent matches going to happen on the show. I think it's going to be I think Rich Swann going after the Impact World title from Eric Young. We're gonna have EC3 and Moose. You know, since Moose, as an EC3 just threw the TNA World title in the gutter. It went not in the gutter, in the river. So that's gonna be something to look at. And EC3, had that vignette for Ring of Honor, the Choose Your Narrative vignette. So he's going to be in TNA and in Ring of Honor. That should be interesting to see. Yeah, but anyway, I've gone off tangent, but commentary is just boring. To answer Jonathan's little this thing. I don't talk bad about Byron a lot, but he's just boring. I just don't like Byron. I don't. And I'll say it till I'm fucking dead. I can do a better job on commentary than half of the guys in WWE. Just saying. Me, JD, and Joe Cronin. I've been putting it out there. Us three could do a better job than fucking anybody in the WWE. Put us on commentary. Well, put me as a ring. Well, I don't want to be a ring announcer because I probably fuck up everything. But from somewhere in America, the Skeleton. I could do ring announcing if I wanted to, but I have to remember everybody's freaking, thing, and I can't run off a freaking cue card or an index card, so I can't do WWE. I probably couldn't do AEW. Maybe I could do New Japan, but they already got somebody in Japan doing the English version of the ring announcing. They got the legend, that guy who does the announcing for New Japan. Tanahashi Hinoto! Because they have Japanese names. Their last name is their first name in Japan. But if I went to Japan, they have to say Peter Gilmore, of course. Like they say Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega! And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. By the way, good BTE this week today. Good BTE. Not bad. Some good stuff. It's good stuff. And I can't wait to that tournament that we're gonna have, the world title tournament. The first part of the tournament. We have Kenny Omega and Joey Janela 3. That should be interesting, but we all know who's winning the tournament. The man that is a legend in tournaments. You know who he is. It's obvious if you watch BTE. It's obvious who's going to win it. If you've been watching AEW over the last couple weeks, you know who it's going to be. Who's going to win that tournament and possibly win the world title. You know who it is. I don't have to spell it out for you. But for you stupid people at home that are retards, it's Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega's winning that tournament, and then he's gonna beat Moxley. I don't know, the same night, or they're gonna have the match on Dynamite. But Kenny's gonna win the belt by the end of the year and hold it to Double or Nothing 2, and then Hangman Adam Page is gonna beat Kenny for the belt and probably hold it for a little while, not too long. I don't know who could probably get it next. Maybe Cody. But if it's a heel, it'll probably be MJF. I think after Hangman Page gets the belt, it'll probably be MJF, or I doubt Jericho. I don't think Jericho should get the belt back again, though. I think, he helped the company for those 6 months when he was champ. Had some pretty good matches with Cody and with Orange Cassidy. And, now he's basically doing this thing with MJF. They're going to have a steak dinner this week. It should be funny. Chris, I wanted my steak rare. And Chris was like, well, I wanted my steak well done. I knew we got to say that. Let's just put it this way. Can I just say MJF's in the inner circle already? I mean, he's got nothing else to do. And just, be funny. And with Wardlow just standing around doing nothing. Not that they need those two in the inner circle to make it a 7-man freaking stable. This isn't Ace and Ace. This isn't the NWO, where they have 60 million people joining the group. But I think MJF's going to join eventually. I think he's going to join probably after this week. And we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Little Fettuccini 69 says, what's up? How you doing, my man? How are you? Thank you for coming into the chat. And let's get back to Monday Night Raw. So we had AJ beat Matt Riddle thanks to his little bodyguard, Jonathan Odingwangul, whatever his last name is. And, further burying fucking Matt Riddle. And that's all I got to say about that. And we move on. So, like I said, the match was all right. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's that. All right, then we see Charlie Caruso in the back in that little makeshift ring for promos. Her guest is Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, the WWE champion with the title over his shoulder. He said, Charlie says that it's his first time inside Hell in a Cell, and Charlie wonders how big a factor that'll play. So Drew wants to, takes the mic from Charlie. He's like, I'll handle it from here, Charlie. So he talks to the camera directly. And it says it's been obvious to him for years Orton is evil, sadistic, entitled, and selfish. He's also intelligent. When he slammed the ambulance door closed, that should have been it. But Orton saw him celebrating with 4 guys he respects, Flair, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, Nature Boy Ric Flair, The Big Show, and Christian. So we saw that. And then took them out. He thought it was for the hell of it, but it was calculated. Drew says he has a temper, and he saw red. Orton challenged him, and he accepted. But he sees the bigger picture now. He mentions Hell in a Cell, the last resort. Those with darkness thrive in that environment. He hasn't been in any Hell in a Cell match in his career. Against anyone else, Orton has the advantage. But Drew is not any ordinary man. Any ordinary man. He's defended the title with honor and respect. And he says this Sunday there will be no honor or respect because Orton doesn't have any or deserve any. He will go through hell and put Orton through hell to remain the WWE champion. He says he's in all black. He's in all black, and he looks like he's going to a funeral. Maybe he is. He says Orton has an interview, and he's like, "Don't be surprised if I show up." So that he's going to show up at the end. That's what the main segment was. The last segment was was Randy inside Hell in a Cell. They actually fit in. They actually had Hell in a Cell inside the Thunderdome. I was surprised. They had it like right around the scoreboard, and they just dropped it down. Not bad, not bad. I give WWE props for that. Somehow they got Hell in that cage inside the Thunderdome. So, here's what it is. So we'll see what happens later on in the night with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, and we'll see what's happening. All right, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Blah blah blah. All right, then we go to match number 3 for the Raw Women's Championship. We had Lana against the Raw Women's Champion Asuka. Nobody is ready for Asuka except my dick. That's all I can say about that. And she knows it too. Anyway, yeah, you know what's going to happen here. Obviously, this was a warm-up match for Asuka. Well, not even a warm-up match. It was like a squash match for Asuka. But Lana got a couple moves in here and there. Did what she could. But in the end, Asuka shoves Lana away and hits a back elbow. Then a kick to her armpit. Right in the arm. Blood right there. Asuka lifts Lana hard right hand. Lana hits a right hand. And one from Asuka. Then Lana goes for a kick. Asuka kicks it. Knocks her off from behind. Try to go for the Asuka lock. Lana gets out of it. Asuka works the arm. Lana stacks Asuka up for a 1 count. And then right after that, Asuka's like, fuck this. Locks in the Asuka lock. And Lana tapped out like a drunk girl. So obviously this Asuka was going to win. There was no way in God's green earth that Lana was going to win the belt. So Asuka wins. Match I gave 1.5 out of 5 stars. I really couldn't care less. But, you know, Asuka wins. That's fine. Dandy. That's that. Then after the match, we hear the music of Nia Jax. And you know what's coming. Comes from behind the ring, shoves Asuka down from behind. Shayna Baszler is with her. Her tag team partner for the women's tag team belts. She sends Lana to the outside. Nia clears the announce table. And you know what happened? For the 4th time in the span of the last 5 weeks, Lana goes through the table. And that's that. Ugh, I feel bad for Lana. No, I don't. I actually don't. Because it's just punishment. Her punishment for Miro. Or Rusev, whatever you want to call him. Vince is like, your husband screwed me, I'm going to screw you. Every week you're going to get put through a table. That's your punishment. Her back and ribs have to be fucking broken if going through tables every fucking week. Jesus Christ. They're like, when is enough enough? Anyway, that's all I gotta say about that. That happens, and then Shayna grabs Asuka she grabs it and underhooks her, but Asuka lands on her feet. I think she was trying for some weird type of move. Asuka lands on her feet. She kicks Shayna in the gut. She runs and hits the sexy hip attack and knocks Shayna off the apron. Asuka rolls out, leaves with her title, screaming, "No, I'm not afraid!" Something like that. Excuse me. So that's it. So I was thinking maybe there was going to be a triple threat match for the Raw Women's title, maybe at Hell in a Cell, or maybe next week on Raw. So it looks like Asuka's got her next challengers. It could probably be Shayna and Nia, or Shayna or Nia. Depends. We'll see what happens. And that's it. So I gave the Aftermath 2.25 out of 5 stars. We go to break. Come back in. We come back. Shayna and Nia are still in the ring. They come promo. Nia says that they own the women's division on both Raw and SmackDown. And anybody wants to refute that, we dare you to come out and do something about it. So out comes Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. I don't know why, but okay. Because they're the only tag team. There's only 3 tag teams, really in all the women's division. So they come out, and then Lacey Evans comes out. Classy Lacey Evans. She comes out with Peyton Royce. Should never broke up the Iconics. Sorry. They walk down trying to get FaceTime, like trying to do I'm gonna post. No, I'm gonna pose. Whatever. And that's that. And then it looks like we're gonna get a triple threat match. But out come the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan and Ruby Riot. Who got drafted to SmackDown. So we get a fatal 4-way match. Not for the titles, non-title match, obviously, I guess. And the match was kind of, man, I'm going to skim through it. I really don't give 2 shits. And we're getting to the end. And they start beating each other up. Mandy kicks Shayna out of the ring, and then a spinning leg lariat to Mandy Rose. Ruby hits an STO to Peyton Royce. Lacey hits the woman's right to Ruby, knocking her out. Dana Brooke sends Lacey to the outside. Liv Morgan then gets a blind tag. She hits a dropkick to Nia. And then Lacey got the tag. And then Liv gets a drop toe hold. Tags in Ruby. Ruby was stomped to the head. And then a double kick, double knees from Liv. And then the Riot kick from Ruby. Looks like they're about to win the match. But I think it was Nia. I think it was Nia or some. I forgot who got. It was Lacey. Was covered for near fall. Shayna pulls Ruby out, locks in the Kirifuda clutch on the outside. Nia then goes to the top rope. Oh boy. Shayna then rolls Ruby in. Nia tags in. Nia grabs Lacey, picks over the fireman's carry, hits the Samoan drop. 1, 2, 3. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler pick up the win. Not that I gave 2 shits, but it is what it is. So I gave the match 2 out of 5 stars. I'll be generous and give it 2 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And that's that. So we can move on from there. So looks like we got the 4 teams that they're gonna fight for the women's title, and one of them is gonna probably win it, and probably be the Riot Squad. But we'll see what happens with that, and we move on. All right. After that, we get a concert from Elias. It looked like they weren't even playing, even though there were Marshall Stacks and the drummer. Of course, he was playing live. But he had a bass player and 2 backup singers and another guitar player. Looked like he wasn't even playing. You could barely even make out if he was playing or not. I think they were just playing over. I think they were playing over the track. So we got a medley of hits from Elias. He did a song called Amen, and then another song. So they do that. They have Pyro go off. Blah, 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 blah. Then he finishes and thanks us, tells us goodnight. And he's like, I don't love any of you. So Elias hands his guitar over to the guitar tech. He thanks his band, and he kind of hears the piped-in crowd noise. And they're chanting for like one more song. So he gets back on the mic, says he will not disappoint. He'll do another song from his album, and he tells the guitar tech to give him his guitar, but the guitar tech starts jamming a metal riff, not a really good metal riff, but anyway. So Elias is like, "Hey, you show off, give me back my guitar." So the guitar tech turns around. He's the hooded guy. He's in a hood, and he turns around, pulls off his hood, and it's Jeff Hardy, dude! And Jeff swings the guitar at Elias, misses, but knocks over the mic stand. And then Jeff's like, I didn't hit you with my car, man. So this thing is still going on. That's that. So that ends that. So the continuing Elias Jeff Hardy feud continues on. We'll see what happens with that. That's that. So it's an okay feud. I mean, it gives Elias something to do, and really Jeff Hardy just thrown into another feud that's going to get him nowhere. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And we're going to move on from there. That's that. All right, there we go. Backstage with Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho. And they're pondering over Mandy Rose and Lars Sullivan. Who is he still employed by the WWE, or did he get released yet? I don't know. He looks like he's about to get released. Fuck him. All the stuff that he's doing now online. Anyway, they start talking about Otis and all this other stuff. So in comes Tucker, who got, if you don't know, got drafted to Monday Night Raw. So they broke up Heavy Machinery. Tucker brings up that The Miz uses influence to have him drafted to Raw, and Mandy drafted to Raw, and he's delaying the trial to drain Otis's wallet. He says he and Otis may not be on the same show, but he will find a partner to ruin their lives. I guess worse. Miz says he's not trying to ruin Otis's life. He's trying to restore dignity. And then Tucker's like, well, why don't you why don't you two face me and my partner in the ring right now? So they don't believe that Tucker has a partner, and they find it laughable, and they're laughing up a storm. So we'll see what happens with that. So I give that 2 out of 5 stars. And that's that. All right, after that, we go to break. We come back with Charlie Caruso. She gets a word with Elias. Elias is pissed. And he talks about his album dropping next Monday, Universal Truth. So buy that now on Spotify or wherever you buy your albums. Not that I'm going to buy it, but it is what it is. He says next Monday he will drop Jeff Hardy. And then he challenges Jeff to a match at Hell in a Cell. So we'll see what happens with that. Not that's going to be a great match. We'll see what happens with that. So another match added to Hell in a Cell. Maybe another match might be added on SmackDown, but we'll see as we get the finalized card by this weekend. And I'll give you my predictions on TGC 182, probably late Saturday night. But we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to try to get my SmackDown review up late Friday night, because I got to go to work early on Saturday, and I don't know if I'm working Sunday yet. Hope I'm not, but someone to watch the Niners. But it is what it is, and that's that. So we'll see what happens. So I gave that segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we get to the ring with the New Day. Oh, no, can't say the New Day, no. Can't say the New Day no more. We got Kofi Kingston! And Xavier Woods in the ring. And they say for the first time in 4 years that are Raw Tag Team Champions. And the first time I've been on Raw for a while. A lot has changed, though. He said last year at this time, Xavier says he tore his Achilles. He tore his Achilles. And he says 2020 has been a garbage fire. We meant dumpster fire. So he's kind of like, he's about to cry. Kofi's like, it's okay. We'll be okay. Just breathe. Breathe with a switchblade. So, and then out comes Sheamus fella. And calls them 2 turds of the New Day. Turds. He's trying to be WJ. 2 turds there. You understand? So he says they will both end on the wrong end of a bro kick. So Kofi said that the New Day is far from over and finished. They got both sides covered. They said they're going to spread their seed of positivity all over the WWE universe. And then he starts saying, we're Johnny Appleseed. with Johnny Appleseed. And that's getting really annoying. I was like, oh god. And then she was like, can you please shut up and look at reality? He said the power of positivity is not reality. And both of them are divided, and divided they will fall. And then Xavier Woods reminds him that Big E dropped him on the hood of a car. So they make fun of that. And then Kofi and Xavier are like, Kofi's like, why don't you come into the ring and I'll kick your ass, stuff like that. So we get that match. We get a match, and he says, because New Day rocks, New Day rocks, blah 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 blah. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and yeah, that's it for that. So we get to match number 5, Sheamus and Kofi. Nothing to write home about. Back and forth match. Getting to the end, and Sheamus was beating up Kofi in the corner. Kofi kicks out of the corner. He hits Trouble in Paradise, but didn't get all of it. Sheamus grabs the leg, hits an Alabama slam for a near fall. He lifts Kofi, puts him on his shoulders, looks for the super white noise. Kofi's able to jump off the corner. He flies up, and they hit a side Russian leg sweep from the top rope, which wasn't that bad. Kofi goes for a near fall. Kofi lifts Sheamus, gets him set up for the SOS, and Sheamus with a surprise roll for a near fall. He tries for the Irish Curse backbreaker, but Kofi with a crucifix pin for a near fall. Kofi gets right back up and hits Trouble in Paradise. 1, 2, 3. Kofi Kingston picks up the win. And that's basically all I got to say about that. Match was all right. Gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we will move on from there. That's that. All right, then we get a recap of Retribution getting their butts kicked by the Hurt Business, and then by the Fiend himself. Then we see all 5 of them in the back for a promo. Ali says that the Fiend and the Hurt Business made a big mistake. He says his power is creating chaos, and they all have no idea how much chaos he can create. All you need, well, blah blah blah. All he needs, blah blah blah. All he needs is some, push the button. He says he's learned to embrace it over the past year while he sat at home because this corrupt company couldn't figure out how to make a buck off someone named Mustafa Ali. He watched all the wrestlers' pathetic little secrets. He says he says he confesses he's the hacker, and he did it because he wants the entire world to know that the sick place is infecting everyone with greed and corruption. Good and talented individuals are being abandoned and forgotten. Their dreams are left to die, but he found them, united them, and promised them that their truth will be heard. He says, so anyone, the Fiend, the Hurt Business, or anyone on the Raw roster, if they try to stop the truth from being heard, they will be shut down. So basically, Ali's like, okay, yeah, I was the hacker, whoop-de-doo. So, give it a good old college try for that promo, which wasn't anything right home about. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. Just another burial of Retribution. Just a waste of fucking time. Should have all got just put him in NXT, let him just do nothing. And that's all I gotta say about them. All right, there we go. Backstage, MVP is with his guys. He's kind of proud of them for the big win over Retribution. In comes Titus from Titus Catering. Shakes their hands, saying he would be a hell of an addition to the Hurt Business. He dresses the part, looks the part, and with his public image, he could take their crew worldwide. So MVP says, says that he definitely dresses the part, and Ricochet doesn't seem to be coming to his senses. He's like, give me a moment. So MVP turns, says they're in business. So Titus is happy, shakes some hands, but MVP clarifies that they are in business. And then they jump him and attack him, just beat the living shit out of him. That was kind of cool. Fuck you, Titus. That's all I gotta say about that. And we'll see what happens with that as we move on from there. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars, and that's that. So that's that. So we move on. We go to break. We come back. Miz and Morrison come out for that match against Tucker and his partner. So Tucker comes out, says he scoured the globe in about 20 minutes, and he found a luchador, and out comes El Gran Gordo, who's basically Otis in pink trunks and a mask and a cape. I don't have my book. My book is... I'll use the... Okay, I got something better. Well, not something better, but... Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a book or something near you, like a notebook or a paper plate or something next to you, I want you to pick it up, look at it, and then do this about 50 fucking times. WWE Creative, it's fantastic. And Otis didn't even look good in a mask and a fucking cape and a pink mask. Look like a fucking fat fuck. But I know Jim Cornette said, "Oh, this is great." Dave Meltzer's gonna shit on this tomorrow on his podcast. Or whenever he does the podcast. He's gonna shit on that segment. JD probably had a heart attack. Joe Cronin probably pissed in his pants after, looking at this segment. I know. I mean, it was just, really, you're gonna have Otis be this fucking Mexican luchador on Raw, so he's gonna do both shows. Really? So Miz says that's Otis in a mask. So this El Gran Gordo says, "Yo soy El Gran Gordo," which means I am El Gran Gordo. So Miz calls for the end of the shenanigans. He says he looks like he ate at the Lucha House Party, or he ate Lucha House Party, basically. Miz says that Otis spits on everyone that has ever held a contract. Yeah. That contract changed his career, and Otis is wasting it. He can't figure out why he's making a joke of it, and the only joke that he can think of is Otis. So Miz looks at Otis. When they stand side by side, there's a difference. One of them looks like a superstar. Mentions he's been in WWE for 15 years, beating Hall of Famers. He's represented WWE in all forms of media. He is championship material, yet everyone boos him and cheers Otis. Why? Because they love Otis. Vince loves Otis, you think? Come on, Mike. You figure it out. Otis, Vince likes fat guys. They say because Otis is the underdog story. When people call Otis underdog, it's code for feeling sorry for him, and they will feel even more sorry for him when the court case favors The Miz. He played the system. He separated him and Tucker, him and Mandy, and would do the same with the contract and bring prestige back to it. You can put a mask on a pig, but it's still a pig. And that's it. And then Otis and Tucker clear the ring of Miz and Morrison, and that's that. So I gave that segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. Nothing to write home about. And that's that. All right, then we get to the match. Tucker and El Gran Gordo. Well, I'm just going to say what it really is. Heavy Machinery against Miz and Morrison. And nothing to write home about. I don't give two shits. Getting to the end, and Gordo flies off the second rope with an arm drag. Then does a cartwheel. Big fat man doing a cartwheel. Hits a body slam for a near fall as Morrison comes in to break up the pin. Tucker's in to drop Morrison. Kick from Miz sends Tucker to the outside. And then El Gran Gordo stands. Miz wants a skull crushing finale. And then R-Fool comes out. I mean, R-Truth comes out, runs from the timekeeper area into the ring as he's being chased by Akira Tozawa and Drew Gulak. They chase him up the ramp. I don't know why that even had to happen. Otis smashes the Miz. And we see the Lucha House Party also chasing R-Truth. I don't know how they got on Monday Night Raw, even though they're on SmackDown. Well, actually, it was Gran Metalik and I didn't say Dorado, not Kalisto's on SmackDown now. Good for him. Get away from that crap. So they stop at the bottom of the ramp, and then we see El Gran Gordo hit the tequila worm or the caterpillar. Then he goes up to the second rope, hits a big splash. 1, 2, 3. Heavy Machinery get the win. I didn't give two flying fucks about it, and that's all I gotta say about that. So I gave this a big fat dud. 0 out of 5. Fucking horrible segment, and that's all. Horrible segment, horrible match, and that's all I gotta say about that. And we move on. All right, we go backstage with the New Day. Well, most of the New Day. And they're celebrating. In comes Mandy to hand over a ham to Otis. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna bang Mandy later. Yeah, no, you're not. If anybody should be banging Mandy, it should be me. But I can just bang and pass." Next, and that's it. And we move on from that. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. Blah 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 blah. All right, then we get to the Firefly Funhouse. So Bray Wyatt pulls out the mallet he used at Hell in a Cell, I believe it was last year, against Seth Rollins. And then he comes out in a black mask, looking like Braun Strowman, then a branding iron. Looked like a branding iron. Welcomes us to the season premiere of Monday Night Raw that says it makes him sad to leave all his friends on SmackDown, but can't wait to make some new friends on Raw. And we see a couple of people like the Hurt Business and Retribution. So then we see a recap of the show, or the beginning of the show. Then we go back to Bray, who says they're off to a great start. And then Sister Abigail's like, "Can you keep it down or try to sleep?" And asks him to keep it down. Bray says that it's all about having fun. And then Husky and Rambling Rabbit say this is about new beginnings. And Rambling Rabbit says he'll be a better father and a husband. So Bray's like, "I didn't know you have a wife." And then Rambling Rabbit's like, "Well, you never asked." Okay. Bray's like, "I promise to be a better friend going forward." And then we see the many deaths of Rambling Rabbit. Some of them we haven't seen before. I think one was when he got put in the blender. I think that was one of them. It is what it is. So they come back to Bray. Bray says the past is in their heads, but the future is in their hands. And then we see they go to black and white, and then we see Rambling Rabbit get eaten by Mercy the Buzzard once again. And then it goes back to color, and then we hear a knock on the door, and then Bray's like, "I wonder who that could be." So it opens the door, and then Alexa Bliss comes out in a ripped Freddy Krueger shirt, looking hot. Holy crap! Looking like that Harley Quinn. Woo boy, looking hot. And she's like, "We're just getting started." Oh, I can't wait. I want to see where this Bray Wyatt Alexa Bliss thing goes. I really do. I know it's gonna be like a love angle or whatever it's gonna be, but I like it. I want more of it. And that's all I gotta say about that. And we're gonna move on from there. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. The only good thing that happened on this fucking show. And that's that. All right, then we get the match number 6, Braun Strowman taking on Keith Lee. Braun Strowman was clutching his ribs from last week after getting his ass handed to him by Roman Reigns with a chair. Match wasn't anything to write home about. They beat up each other for a little bit, and then Keith Lee comes back, tries for a whip. Braun stops and hits an uppercut in the corner, bounces off the corner, goes for a big splash. Lee moved and hits the ropes. He runs into Strowman, dropping him. He gets a waist lock from above, Lee, and then Lee's like, he says that we're not done yet. Grabs the hips, but Braun uses his head to give Lee a nut shot. And then a low blow to Lee drops him to his knee. I guess the referee allowed it. Strowman hits the ropes. Didn't see the low blow. Kick to face. 1, 2, 3. And Keith Lee gets, Braun Strowman gets the win. So Braun Strowman beats Keith Lee. Another Keith Lee burial. It is what it is. So, yeah. So, I gave the match 2 out of 5 stars. Wasn't anything to write home about. Afterwards, Keith Lee is pissed. He turns to Strowman, who has his hand in the air, kicks Braun in the crotch, in the nuts, and grabs him by his beard, yelling in his face, saying he has tangled with the wrong person. He says, "Monster, meet dragon." Ooh. Is he gonna be? Is it Shenron? You know how Keith Lee likes to use like Dragon Ball Z type of stuff. You know, with the Spirit Bomb, Big Bang Catastrophe. You know, it's called Big Bang Attack by Vegeta. Big Bang Attack! And that's that. So I'll probably see a match next week. Another rematch next week. Because probably going to be Rematch City next week from Hell in a Cell on Raw and SmackDown. As we lead into Survivor Series after that. So we'll see what happens with that. And that's pretty much what I got to say about that. And that's it. All right, then we get the music of Randy Orton and his monotonous voice. And he comes out, and then we get the Hell in a Cell structure lowering to the ring. He locks the door with the lock and grabs a chair, sits in the middle of the ring. He says he wanted the cell to be lowered so that he can reflect and remember. He says ever since he can remember, he's been popping his collar. He brings up his 7 matches inside the structure, most of them with The Undertaker. And he has never left any piece behind. He has simply understood himself better each time he walked out. He understood what he was truly capable of. He remembers Mark Henry surviving Sheamus, mutilating Jeff Hardy, beating Daniel Bryan. He recalls facing John Cena twice, becoming WWE Champion twice. But he remembers, most importantly, he remembers looking the dead man in the eye and earning his respect in the cell. Now, every name he just listed are Hall of Famers or will be. You know, with Cena, Daniel Bryan, Mark Henry's already there. Jeff Hardy, definitely. Sheamus, maybe. Who knows? You know how the WWE Hall of Fame is. He says, speaking of the Hall of Fame, the word that comes to mind with him is legend. So he will be in the Hall of Fame, definitely. The word gets thrown around these days. And then we get the music of Drew McIntyre. Comes out and goes to the door of the cage. Owens on the other side. And Owens like, you can't get in, you can't get in. And Drew starts rubbing the gate. And Owens like, come on and get me, come on and get me. So Drew's all smiles. So Owens like, wait till Sunday. And then Drew's like, keep going, keep talking, Randy. I'm gonna get you. And Owens calls him for him to get him. Drew's like, okay, I'm coming in. So he finds some bolt cutters, and Randy's like, oh shit, I'm gonna be in trouble. So he takes the bolt cutters, cuts the lock, and then he steps inside Hell in a Cell. So Drew gets out of the way with the chair. Orton runs into the ring, grabs the chair. Drew cuts right through the chain. He enters the cell, closes the door He's like, "Oh, we're going to hell now," and then that ends the show because we don't see anything what happened afterwards. There's no overrun anymore. It sucks. They probably did nothing, and maybe like officials came out and the cell was raised, and they started fighting, and then referees and agents had to come out and stop them. I don't know. But that basically ends the show with Drew and Randy inside Hell in a Cell about to go at it, and that's that. That's it for Monday Night Raw. So that's it in a nutshell. So not a bad Monday Night Raw, not a bad go home show. I gave it 6 out of 10 stars, just like not almost down the middle, but like halfway, not halfway down the middle, but like a little bit over the middle. Basically par for the course rating for the show, and we'll see what happens on the Raw side of Hell in a Cell. We'll see what happens with Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton inside Hell in a Cell. We got Elias and Jeff Hardy. Could be a decent match. I think that's it for the Raw side. I could be wrong. And then we're gonna find out what happens on SmackDown. So we're gonna see what happens with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso and Sasha and Bayley this Friday night, and got a couple other matches that might be on the show. Let me see if I can get the Hell in a Cell card. Let me see. Let's see if I can get the card for before we end. But actually, I could look this up on my phone. I got it anyway. Just give me a second here. Blah blah blah. Everybody can suck my dick. Fuck everybody. All right, we only got 4 matches announced, and as of right now, we got 4 matches on the show. Got Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman against Jey Uso in a Hell in a Cell match, Hell in a Cell I Quit match for the Universal title. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell for the WWE title. Sasha Banks and Bayley inside Hell in a Cell for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. And Elias versus Jeff Hardy, and that's it. So probably a couple more matches will be announced. I think I'll probably announce maybe 2 or 3 more matches on SmackDown. Some extra matches, maybe a Intercontinental title match, maybe a U.S. title match will be announced. Maybe a women's tag team title match will be announced. Maybe Asuka will be on the show to defend her belt. Though I don't think she needs to, because really there's no challengers right now except for Nia Jax, maybe Shayna. And that's it. So we'll see what happens this Friday night on SmackDown, and then this Sunday at Hell in a Cell inside the Thunderdome. Or actually, we're going to be in Hell on Sunday. We'll be in Hell on Sunday for the pay-per-view, and we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. So like I said, it was a pretty Raw tonight, and we'll see what happens on Friday night SmackDown as we get closer and closer to Hell in a Cell this Sunday night. And like I said, this Saturday night, I will give you my predictions on TQC 182. We'll talk about the matches for a little bit. If I have to do it on here or I do it on my phone. I don't know if I can get on maybe I'll get on my laptop. I might put my laptop over there on the table, and we'll talk about Hell in a Cell before I go to bed on Saturday night. If I have to work on Sunday. If I do, probably working at 4 o'clock or something like that. Be a short day on Sunday, so I'll probably miss most of Hell in a Cell. But Sunday night when I get home, if I get home from work, I'll give you my Hell in a Cell review, and then we'll see what happens on Monday. If I have to work, most likely I will, but we'll see. And I'll get you ready for Monday Night Raw next Monday night, the aftermath of Hell in a Cell. Probably some rematches, and we'll start the hype going towards Survivor Series, which I probably won't name the teams probably for another week after that. And we'll see what happens. What teams are going to be for NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. I think they're doing it. They tri-branded this year. I'm not exactly sure if NXT is going to be at Survivor Series. I haven't heard anything, so who knows? They might do it again. Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT. And we'll see what happens. NXT walloped them last week thanks to Adam Cole, baby! And that's that. And Rhea Ripley and her team with EO was on that team as well. So we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen with Survivor Series, but we'll get there when we get there next month. Well, in a couple of weeks. And that's that. All right, everybody. Thank you all for watching this video. Once again, 6 out of 10 stars for Monday Night Raw. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment or a video reply down below. If you have any questions, put it down below in the comment section of the video, or hit me up via Facebook or Twitter. Twitter link down below in the description box. If you're on Facebook, just type in Peter Gilmore. You'll find me somewhere. You can leave me a message or a comment or whatever with your questions. But your best bet is Twitter. So leave your tweets and send me a DM on Twitter with your questions, and maybe we'll get to a Q&A later on. I don't know when. But we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. All right. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your late Monday night, getting into early Tuesday morning. Hope everybody has a great Tuesday. I'll be back Wednesday night with my AEW review on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel. We'll talk about AEW, talk about the steak dinner with MJF and Chris Jericho. We got we'll see what happens with FTR, the Bucks, Private Party. Actually, it's gonna be a fatal four-way: Private Party versus the Bucks versus the Butcher and the Blade versus Alex Reynolds and John Silver of the Dark Order. See who wins the number one contender slot. I think you know who it's going to be. The Bucks, obviously. It's going to be the Bucks and FTR at Full Gear November 7th. We got the World Title Tournament beginning this week, the first part of it. And we'll see what happens. We got Kenny Omega and Joey Janela. And we got a couple other matches in the tournament this week. And then I think the following week, I think next week, the October the 28th edition, we'll have the other four matches in the bracket, and then the following week, the week of the go home show, we'll have the semifinals, and then we'll have the finals at Full Gear, and I don't know if the winner faces Moxley for the belt. I would assume they would, because I don't know if Moxley's going to defend against somebody on the show, or he's gonna fight the winner. So we may or may not get a new champion at Full Gear, or we may not. I still think Kenny's gonna win it and beat Moxley, and by the end of the year have the belt, and he'll probably hold it for like about 4 or 5 months, and go back to the cleaner, and just be an unstoppable machine like he was back in Japan in 2016, 2017. And we'll see what happens with that, and we will move on. And then we got NXT this week. I would say the go home show before Halloween Havoc. We'll see what happens with Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez. They got a match coming up at Halloween Havoc. We'll see what happens with Io Shirai and Candice with their match. And which is going to be spin the wheel, make the deal, not make a deal. Spin the wheel, make the deal match. See what match they pick. I think Candice is going to win anyway. And then you got Damian Priest and Johnny Gargano for the North American title. We'll see what happens with that. They have a spin the wheel, make the deal match. We'll see what match type they have. We'll see what happens with the Undisputed Era and Breezango for the tag team belts. See if Roddy and Bobby Fish can win the belts. for the 5th time. Well, actually, Bobby Fish will be for the 5th time. Roddy for the 2nd time, 2nd or 3rd time. See what happens with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. What's going to happen with them? Probably get an update on Finn Balor, who had jaw surgery. There's a rumor that he might have to relinquish the NXT title. So he'll probably get another fucking tournament. Or maybe they'll do something on War Games, like the winning team, like the winning 4 members of the team, or the 3 members of the team will go at it in a triple threat match, and the winner becomes the new NXT champion and holds it for a little bit until Killer Kross comes back. Because I don't know if when Finn's coming back, it might be a month. Might not be at War Games. It might be at the December Takeover show. But we'll see. We'll see if he becomes the NXT champion by the end of the year. I'm thinking it might be Killer Kross, but we'll see. And that's that. So, good wrestling coming up Wednesday night. And I'll be here Wednesday and Thursday to give you my reviews of WWE, give you my review of AEW and NXT. And get you ready for that. And then hopefully Friday night I can get the SmackDown review up. And hopefully Sunday night as well with TGC 182, my Hell in a Cell predictions. And then Sunday, we got the Hell in a Cell review on Sunday night. And then we'll see what happens if I work Monday, which I probably will. So I'm going to try to get the review up Sunday night. If I get home late I might get home late from work if I work. Hopefully I don't, but we shall see. And I'll try to get the review up. We'll talk a little bit, and I'll go to bed, and then I got to probably work the next day maybe, but we'll see. And then Monday night Raw review, because I know I'm definitely going to be off Tuesday. So late next Monday night, probably around 1:30. By the time I get home, or if I'm home, if I'm off, we'll get the review early. If I'm working, I'll probably get the review late. And we'll talk about Monday Night Raw and get you ready for next week. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. It's 3:30 in the morning. I'm gonna edit this baby up and go to bed. Not that I really have to go to bed, but I'm gonna go to bed anyway. So I'm kind of tired, and I got a lot of things to do tomorrow. Because I'm off, I got a doctor appointment early in the afternoon. I got some groceries to pick up. I gotta get my cat some cat food. And just basically get ready for to have my day off. Usually Tuesday's my day off, and I got Wednesday and Thursday off, so got really nothing to do. Mrs. is on assignment. She's coming back Wednesday night, so we'll see what happens with that. And then I'll probably just chill on Thursday. Might do an errand and then come right back. I could do some laundry and some dishes, and get to that. So I got a big week. I go back to work on Friday. Another big weekend of work, making the money you fucking assholes wish you had. And that's all I can say about that. So that's it. So thank you for watching. Go to sleep, everybody. If you're in the West Coast, it's 12:30 in the morning. Maybe you should get ready to go to sleep. Or if you're watching a late night show, or having a late night snack, go to bed. And good night to everybody. And that's all I got to say about it. So I'm out. Peter Gilmore signing off for this review. And if you don't like it, well, fuck you. Try to do better than me, but you can't. And that's all I got to say about that. So thank you for watching, everybody. Go to sleep. I'm out. Peace, bitches.